The hunt for a killer after a deadly shooting at the Central Library downtown. The latest on the investigation.
The man accused of groping a young girl outside of a park in court. Details coming up.
Plus, a warning from the Surgeon General tonight about your kids and social media.
Coyotes living near the La Jolla bike path. We have reaction from neighbors and advice from experts.
And Nisha Vora put a Harvard law degree on the back burner to become a YouTube sensation.
And to teach you how to master vegan cooking.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
San Diego police are continuing their search tonight for the person who opened fire yesterday outside of the Central Library in East Village. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan, in for Carla Giacchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The shooter killed one person and injured another. And tonight, the gunman is still on the loose. CBS 8's Rocio de la Fe joins us live from near the library with the latest on the investigation. Rocio?
Yeah, that's right. We've been out here for several hours now, and I can tell you we've seen police units and detectives drive by, even enter a lot of the businesses nearby in the area, following up on any leads that could help them in their investigation. I can also tell you we've seen family members of the victim, a lot of them who are actually here right now. They've stopped by, left candles, handwritten messages and notes, even flowers. I also talked to a nearby business owner and a person who lives in the area. They both say they are still trying to process what happened.
It's really close to home.
A growing memorial outside of the San Diego Central Library is what's now left after the deadly shooting that killed one person and injured another.
We could see like the smoke from the gunshots.
Surveillance video from Hob Coffee Shop shows the moment customers inside quickly get up from their seats and run for cover, including manager Alyssa Lugo, who says she was conducting a work interview at the time of the shooting.
At first we heard the noise. We weren't quite sure what it was. There was a delivery truck blocking our view from it. So at first we're like, oh, probably a pallet fell, because it just was a loud sound. And then we realized that's not a pallet that fell.
Lugo says she and customers ducked for cover while the shooter ran past her building.
The door was actually open when it happened, which is how we were able to hear everything a little bit better. That thought after was like, he could have ran in here and there would have been nothing we could have done.
She says it all happened so fast she didn't have time to process who or what she saw.
It does still feel a little surreal, like, did that actually happen?
This cell phone video shows a bystander and police officers checking on the victims as they lay on the ground. We caught up with another man who lives at an apartment complex nearby and heard what happened.
It was pretty scary. I mean, I was driving home from the grocery store and didn't expect, I saw a bunch of cop cars.
He says this is his first time going outside after the shooting and says many of the people who live in the area are shaken up.
You want to feel safe in your own community, but it's things like this that are just unsettling.
Police say the suspect took off on K Street wearing what's described as a pink ski mask, which he later took off and dropped on the ground. Detectives say the victim who died was a 20-year-old man. The second victim, a 24-year-old man, was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Details on what led up to the shooting are not yet clear. Now back at Here Live, we're told police hope to release the victim's identity by tomorrow. As for the gunman, well, we know this is a very busy area of East Village with plenty of surveillance cameras. Police are hoping that they paint a better picture of what happened and can lead them to the shooter, who as of right now, we're only getting a very vague description of from police, who they say he's a black man who was wearing just really dark clothing at the time of the shooting. Back to you guys.
Rocio, we know the Central Library is still closed tonight. Any idea on when it might reopen?
Yeah, that's right. It does remain closed tonight, and staff members do plan to reopen the library on the 27th. And I can also tell you we've seen a lot of security guards on the ground walking around and just really making sure that it's safe, that the area is safe, and that it is clear. We're live from East Village. Rocio de la Fe, CBS 8.
All right, Rocio, thank you. Sheriff's investigators need your help finding a driver they say hit and killed a woman in Lemon Grove and then drove away. It happened just after midnight near the intersection of Broadway and Harris Street. Witnesses say a driver in a pickup truck, possibly a Ford F-150, hit the 40-year-old woman and then took off. The woman died at the scene. Anyone with information should call the San Diego Sheriff's Department.
The man police say groped a 12-year-old girl in Santee pleaded not guilty in court today. San Diego County Sheriff's investigators say 29-year-old Jose Lawrence Ruvalcaba inappropriately touched the girl Thursday near Big Rock Park in Santee. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes went to the park and talked with concerned parents. She joins us live now from the El Cajon Courthouse with more. Kirsten?
Yeah, 29-year-old Jose Ruvalcaba pled not guilty here at the East County Regional Courthouse. Now, investigators say that he inappropriately touched that 12-year-old girl as she was walking to the park with her friend. They say that friend pushed Ruvalcaba. He got away, but was caught a short time later.
We just always kind of picture this as a safe place.
A group of moms at Big Rock Park didn't want to go on camera, but say they were shocked to hear what happened.
This park, I hadn't thought that there could be possibly a predator around our kids. I mean, we're always in that kind of watchful thing, but to actually have it happen was scary.
On Thursday, May 18th, deputies say a 12-year-old student from Chet F. Harrod School was walking towards Big Rock Park just before 4 in the afternoon when 29-year-old Ruvalcaba groped her. A friend intervened and a staff member from the Santee Teen Center called police. Ruvalcaba was found on the scooter the students identified and seen in surveillance video right after the incident and booked into the San Diego Central Jail. He's facing 1 felony count of lewd and lascivious act on a child under 14 years old with force. Bail was originally set at $250,000, but Judge Harry Elias reduced the amount, saying,
Bail was set at $250,000 because he was arrested for a charge different than the one that was filed with the complaint. Court indicated at that time it was the intention to reduce bail to $100,000, which is the standard bail amount set for the charge in the complaint. So bail will be set at $100,000.
Now, local parents say this is a reminder to go over a safety plan with kids.
So we talk about how our body feels in different situations. If you're feeling unsafe, what to do, and then also staying in our perimeter of safety. Instead of stranger danger, because we have a lot of great people, most people are very safe, it's how to trust ourselves, and we build up on that.
And this mom says it reminds parents to come together to make sure everyone is safe.
Not only am I watching out for my kid, I'm usually watching out for other kids.
Okay, so after court, I spoke with a man who says he is Ruvalcaba's brother. He says that his brother is not the monster this story makes him out to be. He says that his brother has a lot of difficulty interacting with others and that he did not know how old those girls were. Ruvalcaba's next court date is May 31st. If he makes bail, he has been ordered to stay away from the juveniles in question, from Big Rock Park and Chet Harrod School. Marcella?
Kirsten, parents always are on alert, and they increase their words of wisdom to their kids when things like this happen. What other advice are deputies giving to help parents keep kids safe?
Yeah, law enforcement says that kids should be using a buddy system. A lot of kids are going to be getting out of school, so use the buddy system when they're walking with places so they're not alone. They also say if you see something, then call a trusted adult for help immediately, and then if you need to, escalate and call the police. Now, these are all things that happened in this situation, and law enforcement says that's probably why they were able to catch their suspect. Marcella?
Very fast arrest. Thanks so much, Kirsten.
We're learning more tonight about a second victim possibly connected to the murder of a woman more than 30 years ago.
Yesterday, San Diego County Sheriff's detectives announced they had identified 24-year-old Claudette Powers. Her body was found in 1986 near the Los Coyotes Indian Reservation. A couple of months after that, detectives found a man's body in that same area. Detectives say, like Powers, the man appeared to be in his 20s with blonde hair. They are now going through the same process, putting his DNA in a database to see if there are any hits with family members.
3 people have been arrested in connection with a gang shootout in Baja California over the weekend. You can see them right here. The suspects were all taken into custody in Tecate. Also today, the U.S. State Department confirmed a 3rd American death. We've confirmed the first 2 victims are from San Diego. Right now, we're working to learn more about the 3rd. A total of 10 people were killed in the shooting on Saturday at a racing event south of Ensenada.
California lawmakers are taking action when it comes to the growing fentanyl crisis.
A 5-hour hearing kicked off this morning. As our political reporter Morgan Reiner tells us, the panel's already brought up some solutions.
The Select Committee is a giant committee made up of several regular committees. In this case, it's the Public Safety Committee and the Public Health Committee, because that's exactly what the chair of the Select Committee is trying to emphasize, that this is both a public safety and a public health crisis in California.
Laura Didier and Amy Dunkel both lost their sons to fentanyl.
Zach had no medical conditions, nor was he struggling with any substance use issue. We were blindsided.
Ben's first overdose occurred at his high school when he was 16. We had no idea our son was using substances.
Two grieving moms with different approaches on how to solve the crisis.
Fentanyl kills, but so does shame, criminalization.
The person that sold to Zach was a businessman operating on Snapchat. He was on probation for other crimes in Sacramento. And instead of choosing to turn his life around while on probation, he continued selling drugs and sold the pill that killed my son. So we have to be able to discuss all of these ways that people are dying.
The Select Committee heard from 4 panels Wednesday. One focused on the education side, with Superintendent Tony Thurmond testifying.
We are trying to approach this at the California Department of Education is to do just that, help educate young people.
One on the public health side, where the chief of the SF Paramedics Department spoke.
San Francisco first responders are encountering this scene over 14 times a day.
He came with a list of what he believes the solutions are.
And develop alternate destination programs, Narcan distribution programs that would allow paramedics to directly connect folks to care.
Then another panel on the enforcement side, where Republican Assembly member Tom Lackey made it clear he believes the state is failing.
Shame on us, because we become partners in this tragedy when we don't take action.
Several panelists, including the Alameda County Public Defender, said oftentimes drug users and drug dealers both come from the same neighborhood and background, that criminalizing doesn't deter.
This is supposed to be the first of many Select Committee hearings, but I want to point out that this hearing comes after many of the fentanyl-related bills in the Capitol were already killed. One of the bills that was killed was actually sponsored by San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria. He tweeted on Twitter in response to this hearing saying, and I quote, "While healthcare and more beds are important, we need more law enforcement to hold predatory dealers accountable."
Morgan Reiner, thank you. Still ahead, the Surgeon General's warning about social media and its impact on our kids.
Plus, a warning for pet owners in beach communities tonight. Coyote sightings near the coast are on the rise.
That cloud cover has not gone anywhere. It is not going anywhere. It's leaving us with below seasonal temperatures west of the mountains, still going strong. But what about the start of June? It's on that 8th day. All those details coming up.
Plus, a look back at the memorable life and career of the Queen of Rock and Roll.